What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of You Know It, Box Office Banner, and here comes Tyler. Yes.
Welcome
my
back.
God, welcome back as he knocks over the plethora of lighters. This is going to be a new format we're going to try out, and I'm happy to be doing it first on a movie that I adore, a ClaudeVanDamme feature called Kickboxer. So bear with us. Let's see how this works out. We're going to stick with it for a bit, and, you know, once we get in a groove of it, I think we'll be good. The learning curve will probably be hardest for Rodney, so mainly bear with him.
I've seen this movie.
Cool.
All right. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. The plot of the movie is Kurt Sloan must learn the ancient kickboxing art of Muay Thai in order to avenge his brother.
My God.
So what do you think about that plot right off the bat?
The plot sounds like your typical 80s action revenge plot. But hey, you know, it's the 80s. What are you going to do?
Wait till you hear this. Came
I
out in
love it.
1989. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, close to 1990. It was borderline 90s. We
Also-
round up here. But yeah, that's exactly how it was with every 80s movie from back then. But the cheesiness and the action, it works so well with that kind of plot.
The runtime's an hour and 37 minutes. Perfect time to watch a kickboxing movie. And
Keep it short and sweet.
And the budget, $1.5 million.
Not a lot.
Not a lot at all, but yeah.
But they made a lot of profit, though.
Well, the worldwide gross, if you want to ask me that, is 14.7
Yeah. So
million.
they probably made like $7 million profit off that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, probably about 14.
Well,
They
no,
made
because you got
14.
I thought it was
marketing
like he's
costs
actually
and
being
all,
Oh,
serious,
yeah.
though, but
all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, tons, dude. Yeah, incredible. I mean, that's what it's all about, though, dude. I love seeing, like, those movies that don't have a big budget, and then you're just like, how did they even pull that off to make it entertaining? Because you gave us that shit. Well, first off, we don't have a Van Damme in our group. But it just wouldn't be good, dude, at all. Can admit that.
Y'all know what the scores are for this, though?
We wait to the very end of that. We were waiting for the nominees.
The awards and
awards
noms.
Yeah.
Let's hear
But the
those.
score, dude,
We're not on the score.
there's no awards, no nominations.
No
No,
Razzies,
you know, yeah, that's
nothing?
what it's like. If there's a movie out there usually that doesn't get nominated for any like big award ceremonies or anything, usually they get nominated for Razzies.
And this got nothing.
This got nothing. No nominations, no nothing.
Congratulations.
That don't
Kickboxer.
surprise me at all, dude.
Right, the type of
This
movie it is.
Yeah, like this. Well, I knew I was like, we chose a good one for our first one. With what's the awards and noms and all that shit? Like, how's this gonna go? Like, because I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there's no way this won awards, and it's not bad enough to where it would have Razzies. So, what does that leave you with? Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all, Rodney. Anyways, speaking of performances, though, lightly, what was who's y'all's favorite performance from in this movie?
Van Damme.
That could be like action in the movie, like how the person acted.
I'm not gonna lie, I really dug the guy who trained Van Damme.
I knew you were gonna say
Yeah.
that.
I
I
dug him.
absolutely love him.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite.
Yeah, where he's
character.
talking like American heads really big.
Yeah, it's swollen. He said,
Yeah, and he's just like swole. He's just
and
like
it swells even bigger when
they're
you're upside down.
He's like, no, cut me down. Yeah, dude. He fucking like he's amazing. He basically is like the Jackson in this movie for me. That guy that just like makes me crack up along the way with it. And of course, the other black guy, he kind of plays more of the Jackson role too. He's all right.
Couldn't stand him.
My favorite, definitely Van Damme. Obviously, we saw that one coming. But I almost wanted to give a shout out though to the main trainer, dude, because he's awesome.
Yes.
What was least favorite performance?
Dude, I did not like Tong Po.
Really?
Especially later in the movie with he did with that girl. No, I didn't like him.
Yeah, but Tong Po's a bad motherfucker.
He is. He is.
Kicking
but I
down
didn't
a
like him.
pillar and shit.
Dude, it's fucked up.
It-
Yeah, but he's good at that. For me, it's Freddie Lee. I didn't like him at all in this movie.
Is that the brother?
That's the guy that set up all the fights.
Yeah.
Like he was like on the sideline when he would like basically Kurt got the shit kicked out of him and like the blood went over onto his face and he's like,
Yeah.
he's the guy that set up everything. He just annoys the shit out of me in this movie. Freddie Lee would be
At
my
first, it
least
was
favorite.
the brother for me,
Yeah,
and then I changed it. I was like,
you
dude,
felt bad
just-
for him.
I was like, just listen to Van Damme.
The brother was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
But the other American was my dude. Every scene he was in, I was like, dude, go away. He's so bad. I couldn't.
I actually like the brother, and I think it's a lot of it has to do with just seeing it so young, dude. But there's so many like corny things, like is he fast as me? He's
Dude,
like just shaking
yeah,
around and
dude,
shit.
because
He's like, you can hear him wiggle too.
He just put
He's
that ice on him
like,
or whatever.
Get that ice, dude. I love it.
Jamie had just walked in the bedroom when like that scene happened, and she goes, "What was that?
Yeah, what are you
just
watching?"
happened?" I was like, "It's an '80s movie."
Yeah, dude, the ice. Dude, what he does in the hospital though too, like he fucking like grabs the nurse's ass. He's like winks
yeah.
at Kurt and grabs that.
Like, you can't do
Yeah,
that
like,
now.
yeah, I don't think you could maybe even do that then, but it's a little bit easier to get away with, I guess. Yeah, fucking crazy shit. So yeah, all right, and for each movie that we're gonna do this on, I'll change this up. Like if it's a dramatic movie, I'll ask, "What's the best dramatic performance?" If it's a horror movie, like, "What's the best kill or scariest moment?" You get the picture. This is a martial arts movie, so best fight scene. What was everyone's best fight scene in this movie?
Dude, I got 3. Or not best fight scenes, but
Yeah.
like 3 scenes that I really liked. The first scene was at the bar when he took those 6 dudes out.
Oh yeah, that's classic shit.
Yeah.
You know, after the whole
dance.
dancing.
Get on up.
I like the training montage where they're stretching his legs so he can be able to do the splits.
Oh, the training in this movie is way better than
Every Van
Bloodsport.
Damme movie training to split his legs, dude.
Yeah, and then the earlier movies, but this one just fan-fucking-tastic with the train. I think this is his best training. Like I really get into it. I think a lot of that has to do with the person that's training him too. Like you just love him. But yeah, did you have another one?
No, well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
best fight
the
scene.
best fight is between Tong Po and Kurt. At the
Yeah,
end.
gotta
You
be
can't beat that fight scene.
for sure.
Those
Definitely.
are 3 of my favorite scenes.
It's the build up and the best thing with all Van Damme's fight scenes. It's not even the fight scene itself. It's what goes into the fight scene. You're so invested in it because of the repercussions and the emotions beforehand. It always has you like, damn, like I really need Van Damme to win this fight. And it's always like Van Damme's getting his ass kicked, which makes you pull for him even more because you want that comeback. So last fight for sure for me.
yeah.
I don't know, I really dig the one in the old girl's business when the 2 guys come to collect the
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
and he fight. And I think I like it so much, even
first
over the
one.
final fight, is because it's like, okay, so this is Van Damme. Like, what's he about to be like in this one? And it's like the first fights. You're like, oh, so he's not just like, a helper for his brother. Like he's actually a badass.
Yeah, he can do some shit.
So
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite. And it was short lived. It's a short little fight, but
But it's good.
I dug it.
Like,
Yeah,
what, you
I
want me
loved
to
it.
let them destroy your store?
Yeah.
And she's
No
just like-
shit. She's like smacking him after. I'm like, why?
Most of this movie is Van Damme just being confused by her and the grandpa like, what? Why? Why would you do that? What is going on? Yeah, dude. That's a good fight for sure. Tyler, we got
Yes,
boob alert in this movie. Is there any boobs, any
there-
nudity?
There wasn't any B's, D's, or V's in this movie. Boobs, butts, dicks, or vaginas. I'm sorry, guys.
Mhm.
At least I didn't see any. I saw a couple butts when they were fighting.
Yeah, there's some nice Van
They were
Damme
wearing some
ass
There was
in
a
there.
couple
short,
strip
short.
clubs in here too.
Yeah, there was a strip club, but they was
Yeah,
basically
they were wearing
covered up.
tassels. So I don't count unless it's nip.
No, I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
dude. Can't have that. So
Sorry.
we need it. This is where we need a soundboard. We just have like a boo. Yeah, that. But yeah, some Van Damme ass that's out there for the girls.
Also, the filming location and where it takes place in the movie is Bangkok, Thailand, and also Hong Kong. You know where Hong Kong's from?
Isn't
Hong
that
Kong,
in Germany?
USA.
Close. China.
China. That's
Huh.
right.
He gets his Germany and China mixed up.
Right. He does that a lot. Then I had a little thing on here I wrote down. This might be something we keep. This is something I could at least use in this movie for sure. Best, like, basically unimportant scene that shouldn't be anything that stands out, but it stands out to you for some reason. In this movie, there's a certain scene I've watched with a couple of my buddies, and for some reason we both of those buddies had the same reaction, so we have like this like almost inside joke with it. Just something about like when his brother gets his ass whooped and they just sit him outside and he's like, "This ain't no hospital, you hear me?" And like the brother's in the background of that stretcher and he just sounds like damaged as
Yeah.
fuck. He's like Kurt, and like I don't know why. Like with I'll just say like my buddy Drew that I used to rap with and Curtis Logsdon, dude. Like we would joke about like we could just randomly be in the room, just be like Kurt. Like I don't know what it became like an inside joke, but that's like a scene for me that like everybody else probably just goes right by it. But every time I'm ready for him to go Kurt. So that always cracks me up. Y'all don't have anything like that, do y'all? That you're just like...
It surprised me, because I've seen this a long time ago. I kind of grew up with this movie, as I'm sure you did. And it surprised me how much it hit me that when Van Damme saw Pong To for the first time beating the shit out of that pillar. Tong Po.
Tong's toe.
Tong Po, when he was like beating the shit out of that pillar, and you can see in Van Damme's eyes like, oh,
yeah,
like this is the worst idea.
That scene used to scare me.
It didn't really do nothing for me back then.
But dude, because he's just going down, he's going to get the ice, and then you know, like anything, like you hear, so you're like, what is that? And he's just traveling down this dark hallway, and it feels really secluded, so it's almost like scary. Yeah. And then you don't even see Tong Po yet. You hear boom.
Yeah, and it's like vibrating.
Boom. And then like when you're hearing that as he gets closer, I like how they done just rush into there. He's like slowly creeping in. And for the first couple shots, you don't see Tong Po yet, but you see his ponytail like waving. You just see like and then thum, and then you see him and you're like, holy shit. And then his response when he comes back, he's like, I got a bad feeling about this. We can't do this. And that's what he does. Like, is he as fast as me doing this shit? Like, we got this, kid. And he's like, yeah, you see this? He's like, he was kicking one of these with his legs. And he's just like.
It's funny, too, because out in that field, they were talking about, his brother was like, this is what wins is power. Power's what wins.
Yeah, none of that tap shit.
You know, this dude fucking, his power was relentless. He had no chance against him.
100%, dude.
So,
and then Rodney,
the
dumbest
dude. So there's moments in this movie. I'll say about an hour and a half worth of this movie that's pretty cringy. But
it's like all these '80s movies.
But you know, it fits in a way. But I honestly, bro, like every scene that the American that helped him find his trainer, like every scene he's in, just like. It just aggravated me, like the fact that he was even there, you know, and it's everything about him and his character was just awful to me, and it made me like kind of lose like focus in the movie every time he'd be on screen. But other than that, it's just normal 80s cringe, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
I like him, but I think again, it's another thing. Like it goes back. Like I could see if I watched it more now, and I know you watched it before too, but. It's just one of those things, man. I like his like entrance though too, where he like runs into the back of the taxi and like pushes it, and the guy's like, "Oh no!" Like running after his head. He's like, "You need a lift?" Like he had moments where he was funny, but like something about the actor, I don't think he pulled it off as well. But I think like the lines and shit they gave him, I think it kind of made up for it a little bit. Tyler.
Yeah, I got a couple goofs for you.
Nice
goofs. I can't wait to hear this.
And they're not that good because there's not that many on this movie.
Oh,
so I just
this is a perfect movie, dude. It's hard to do. Far from it. Yeah.
Before his fight with Tong Po, Eric has a hairy chest, but in scenes during the fight, he's clean shaven.
It's all that ice, dude. He melted all the hair down. He shouldn't have used so much ice, dude.
Also, I did notice
got
this.
It from the hairy chest.
I did notice this in the movie when Kurt is loading his brother into the van on the stretcher. After the fight, when he's been paralyzed and his feet are sticking out, they shut the door and his feet kind of move so the door can shut.
Dude, I thought I was tripping because I noticed that when it happened, I was like, did he just moved his feet? Did he just move his feet to get that door shut?
He did.
Okay, cool.
That's another. You got another one? You said couple. I thought.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Sometimes couple means 3 to people.
During the final fight with Tong Po, the tattoo on his left shoulder switches to his right shoulder,
really?
Signifying the shot had been flipped in post-production. That's my 3 goofs I got for you.
Nice. Yeah. That's another kind of unimportant scene that like always like makes me laugh for some reason. Around that same time, when they load his brother up in the back of that van, does that not look like the worst fucking van to be loaded up? It looks so hot.
No.
Like the whole thing just looks like a fucking oven, and it's so hot outside. I'm like, good God.
And what does he say? The fastest wheels in Thailand? It's like, dude, no.
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 Come on, man.
Come on.
And then This is a little segment I was actually supposed to do, deleted scene that I think should stay. But problem with this is my fucking DVD, dude. I couldn't find it. I had to watch it on Rodney's Voodoo. So we're going to have to skip that one this time around. And then finally, or maybe not finally, but feels like finally because of what you'll understand why when I ask the question. Did the ending deliver?
I think so.
Yeah, I do too.
I'd say it did.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I would say it definitely stuck the landing with this movie.
He got revenge.
So that
and
counts.
That's what he wanted. So
110% for me, and this is where I think we can talk about like the last fight more and dive into that if y'all wanted to. Was there anything cool y'all liked about the last fight? Like for me, I love the environment. I love the fucking glass, how they decided they had to do that. And then the fact that he basically had to throw the fight for a lot of it because of the shit with his brother. And then also finding out that he had that what's her name had been raped.
Yeah, when he found that out, and then he was like, "This dude's dead."
Yeah,
I think it was one of Van Damme's more emotional fights for sure. I think now I wouldn't say it's one of his better fights because
it's one of my favorite fights, bro. Honestly, just the emotions of it and shit. And Tong Po's just such a dope villain.
I love Tong Po.
And I love the way he was calling out everything. Like how he was just like, and by the end of it, he was like, like that was just dope. He was even like doing this with his arms, like fucking doing him in a circle, like he was coming at him and shit. And even like when he's standing over him, is like, my ling, great fuck or whatever. And he's like, no, like just adding another element to it.
Yeah.
And when he's just fucking telling her, she's like, he's coming. He's just like, cut these ropes, just cut them. And they start yelling out like, Nung Su Cow, Nung Su Cow. That shit gets me hyped as fuck, dude.
I guess to reword it, I would say it's one of Van Damme's most higher stake fights. I'll say it like that because I feel like he has a lot more to fight for in this one than most of his other movies.
I think it shows up off some of his better like aerial skills and shit too, dude. Like this might be my favorite like spinning back kick he's landed. Something about the way it like connected with Tong Po when he did that 360 patented kick, and he just kept like just teeing off on him, dude. Like he's over there blocking it, hitting him with like two hands and shit. The impact of the blows. That's always good in Van Damme movies and make sure you feel it. It was always more about like power with like Van Damme's movies. It was like power and grace. It wasn't always like how technical it could be, but the power and grace was like unmatched. And then just like the way Tong Po had to come back in, he had the fucking fight. He was like, get back in there, and he fucking kicks his ass right back out of the fucking ring, dude. And I love the final blow he got on like Freddie Lee after he like was lighting him up with the punches and gave him that one last kick. Then he kind of held it there and was like, and one for you, bitch.
Yeah.
Love that last little blow he gave on him. 110%. This is one of my favorite fight scenes ever, actually. I fucking love this shit.
What about it compared to Bolo?
Oh, dude. I actually like this fight more.
Really?
A little bit more.
That is surprising.
Tough, dude. I mean, dude, that's what always sells Van Damme's movies, dude. I always say he's got the best, like, villains, like, intimidation-wise. Like, at the end of his fights, you're always like, fuck, is he going to make it out of this alive? There's never a shortage of that. Anyways, ending for sure. Great.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Now, trivia.
Ooh.
And like I said, man, there's not much trivia on this movie.
Oh.
So I found the 3 easiest ones, I think.
Oh.
All the fight scenes were choreographed and directed by, what do you think?
Van Damme.
Donnie Yen.
Van Damme.
Yeah.
Really?
Brandon's one.
That's actually pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, that was easy.
Oh, yeah. By the way, real quick, before we get to the second one, I did notice in this movie where Van Damme used some of his own real life and his words when he was talking about his mom and dad and how they made him do like ballet and all that shit. I really enjoyed that, how he kind of brought his personal real life into the movie.
Quick question. When his brother first got fucked up, though, did you think the acting was horrible from Van Damme when he realized his brother was fucked up? He kind of had to break down.
Before he threw that white towel in?
No, when he was in the hospital.
Oh.
It wasn't great, but like for a second movie, never knowing English, like there was like parts of I'm like a little too much, and other times I'm like that wasn't too bad.
I don't think that it really affects me none, just because the era that the movie's in, and I come to like expect something like that kind of. Now, if that was like a 2003, 2004 movie, then dude, it'd be awful, absolutely awful.
Yeah, it fits.
Anyway, trivia number 2.
Yeah. Blank was originally supposed to star as Kurt Sloan.
Oh, yeah, Mr. T?
No, sorry.
I feel like I know this shit. I don't know.
He's a pretty popular guy.
Scott Adkins.
No,
I mean this is way before then.
He could have still done it.
Brandon knows it.
I mean,
I can't say anymore. You'll figure it out.
I can't think of who it'd be. He was the only person of that nationality. That's why he was such a Chuck Norris.
Yeah, Chuck, good job.
Yeah.
Really, that I wouldn't have liked that at all. Chuck Norris getting beat up like that, and then him being like the secondary character in the movie.
He's just not as. He's also nowhere near as like acrobatic and graceful with his moves. Just wouldn't be.
You did get to fight Bruce though.
No, yeah, I love Chuck
dope.
Norris, dude. Yeah. It's the same kind of fights Van Damme has, just like it looks a little less powerful and it's not nearly as graceful, but it's still that awesome 80s, 90s cheese I love so much.
Last trivia question is, which character was a world light heavyweight and world cruiserweight kickboxing champion in real life? Which character?
Rodney's Googling it right now. Let me know, bro. Let me get this one.
I'd have to say. Well, I'll say the brother.
It is the brother.
Good job.
I do that.
He was almost too like not good to be not good. If that makes sense.
It's almost like he wasn't fit for movie fights, but at the same time he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, like a lot of his moves were like I don't know, the way he punched, his leg would go in with his punch, like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, did you see that shimmy he did? You can't fake that.
It's the best shimmy ever I've seen.
It's the fucking best. All right, Rodney.
Scores wise,
IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm gonna hit y'all with the IMDb real quick, since you probably already seen it. What do you think it is on IMDb?
I looked there.
Oh, so it's a 6.5.
Yeah.
Which is that's not a bad score.
It's par for the course for this shit.
It still means more people liked it than they didn't,
Yeah.
But then you get to Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, Rotten Tomatoes don't give him a good score on anything.
Jesus. Dude, the critic score, now the critic score only has 11 reviews. So we got to give it that kind of,
people.
But a 36% critically. And then audience score with 50,000 plus reviews is a okay 64.
Yeah.
Which critically I would probably put it in that range, if not a little bit lower. But,
What's your rating?
My rating would probably be an 8.5 because I grew up with this movie. And
I'm shocked you gave it that high over Bloodsport.
Yeah. I like this one. Like, there was a lot more emotion and a lot more drama. His acting was better, I think, in this than it was in Bloodsport.
Got another movie under his belt.
So.
Yeah, I always tell people, man, I think it's a lot of, like, the earlier roles, it's just he just didn't know English worth a fuck. So, like, he'd be like, so what am I trying to say? Rather than, like, him actually acting. But, like, anytime he had to, like, show genuine, like, just emotion or, like, look or anything like that, he's actually pretty fucking good. But, yeah.
He's a pretty cool cat.
What do you give it, Tyler?
7.7.
Nice.
That's respectable. I like that.
No, I enjoyed this movie.
That's
I really
good.
did.
I did not think you would.
I did not either.
So you might actually end up being a Van Damme fan.
Has he seen The Bouncer?
It's starting to turn that way.
I think he's only seen Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
It surprised me.
And these
two best.
And this ain't even but this ain't even like his shit. Like I think he'll love like when we do Hard Target,
like
with the gun, the gun fights and that shit and Hard Target, dude.
Dude, I'm ready, man.
Wicked.
I always think bad on him, and then I watch them, and I'm like, dude, this is pretty.
The
good.
'80s did that to people, bro. Like the '80s movies, like it's like really this movie's gonna suck,
star, dude. It's the star power of Van Damme. Like when you watch these new movies, they just don't have that it factor.
Well, back then, '80s and '90s and shit. Like, well, even earlier than that, the movies were the actors.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like if it was like Kurt Russell, for example, like he was the reason the movie did so well, but that character along with it was Kurt Russell's character, you know. So
yeah,
and it's not like that because there's so many good guys and shit like that these days in movies.
And what helps Van Damme is like him as a lead, whether you think he can act a little bit or not act at all. He does have that natural, like, you root for him ability. Like, you really care about his characters as, like, the underdog. He plays that role as good as anybody I've seen, him and Stallone both. But also, you haven't seen this side of him yet, like in Time Cop and when you get to, like, Hard Target, when he plays that, like, more swagger, cocky kind of role, he's really good at that, too. And Double Impact will be a good one for you.
Double Impact.
I mean, we're gonna cover them probably in the next 3 months. No.
We're gonna end up doing Hard Target soon as that 4K is dropping.
By the way,
December.
I'm switching up my movie. We're not doing that one anymore.
Really?
I got a good one
I
for
don't
y'all.
remember what it was.
But yeah, my score is a 10 out of 10. This
Really?
is one of my all-time
Holy shit.
favorite movies, dude.
That's
All-time
crazy.
favorite. Is it a 10 out of 10? No, but this is one of my all-time favorite movies, undoubtedly, dude. I absolutely love this movie.
There.
Yeah, subjectively, this movie's great. Critically, I get it being awful.
Yeah. 100% man. And then some last touches that I said we'd throw in here, but I think we pretty much covered them. Training sequences, we pretty much talked about all that. But one scene we didn't talk about that I think's crucial, that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, is the kick the tree scene. That scene is the fucking shit. Like, I think his acting in that is fucking great. When he's like this? You want me to break my leg? And he starts getting into it, and the way he falls is like,
Yeah.
that's fucking
Adrenaline, man.
And then when he's sitting there like, your brother, remember? And then the place where you can hear the ancient warriors when they're out there training and shit. He's doing those like spin kicks over top of the trainer's head and shit. Love that shit. But the thing about it is that set design reminds me of the original Mortal Kombat like crazy.
Yeah, it
I
kinda
think
does.
And you gotta think Mortal Kombat came after this too. I bet they borrowed that from this since they were borrowing other stuff from Van Damme.
Johnny Cage himself.
Yeah, heavy MK vibes. We kind of talked about the bar scene where he beat everybody up.
Yeah.
Like, why those guys try to hurt me? So I told him you whatever their fuck their mothers, whatever he says. He's like, what? Why'd you do that? Yeah, and the dance scene, cringy as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
but
dude,
iconic
I
as
love
hell,
it.
though.
Dude, I
It's like-
loved it.
It's so dope.
It's so
I don't know
cringy,
why.
but
Dude,
it's amazing.
It's
Like, get on
iconic,
up. And the
bro.
way he's getting drunk and like I love when that one dude sits down, he's just like looks casual, like I'm not gonna do shit. And I know where he like slaps his hands away and like, hits his head and he goes like, like on him. And he does that fucking splits in midair and kicks the two dudes behind him. Dope shit. But yeah, that's pretty much all the little points I feel like we didn't touch on. But yeah, Kickboxer. Let us know how y'all like the new review format.
Yeah, leave a comment. Thanks, guys.